realize is that if you have Skype running on your computer, the Skype net, which is kind of like a spiderweb net, can use your computer as an index or directory server or sharing server at will, and you have no say-so about it.
That sounds about right.
So if you have bandwidth or processor available on your computer and you get up and go watch TV or something, Skype starts using your computer and your bandwidth. So
even if you exit out of Skype completely?
You have to actually close the process for Skype. Yeah. If you close the process for Skype, it can't. But if you just, like lock the screen and hang up whatever call you're on and walk off, Skype uses your bandwidth and uses you as a, I forget what they call it, but basically you act like a directory and connection service for other calls.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of ticked. And now that Microsoft owns them, they're serving up commercials to you in Skype in the background when you're not really looking at it or watching it or anything.
Annoying.
Yeah, throws commercials at you, which just pisses me off.
That's why I always close out as soon as I'm done with this call.
Yeah, I don't leave mine running at all anymore. I bring it up when I'm going to use it and shut it off when I'm not.
I always leave it on. I have plenty of processing power to spare.
Well,
I don't.
I've got lots of processor, but my computer's primarily a gaming machine, and I don't need anything that messes with my connectivity bandwidth or whatever.
So we are back live, of course. I know the audience got to hear this discussion, and Ferris has finally kicked her Pesh addiction in the morning. Apparently she cast Cure Disease twice and finally kicked it. And, yeah, what's happening this day? I'm not sure you guys have anything on the plan, but let me know what you'd like to do.
I'd like to purchase an Artificer's Lab, a portable one, if it's in the area. It's from the...
Yep.
It's in the core races elves section.
Yep.
Essentially allows you to make magical items without the required space normally, but there's a penalty to the check. So I'm hoping that is usable on the ship as opposed to...
Yep,
I know you...
Okay. I mean, that's exactly what it's supposed to be for.
Yep.
We can always...
If there is one available, Pearl, then I will want to purchase it.
Assuredly so.
Okay.
Just saying, we can always just leave early and hit to Hell's Harbor.
And then I put out the request if somebody wants Cure Light potions or large person potions or basically any potions I can help craft, then just start putting your orders in.
Absolutely. I'll take
some of these. See a voice from the crow's nest. Wondrous items.
Magical arms and armor.
Okay, so while you're going through the town and shopping, Bottles, who's going with you? Not that random event means anything important.
Yeah, Sifrig will tag along as a bodyguard.
Sure.
I'll tag along as well.
Rough town.
We go into crew because of that bar fight last time.
Okay.
Is the Commodore going or staying?
I'm going to go to my bar and start telling stories.
Wow, you're super low. Are you muted?
I can barely hear you.
Take down.
Oh, there we go. Yes, now we can hear you. Something about your bar and stories.
I'm going to my bar and I'm telling stories.
Ah, what kind of stories?
The dastardly foes of Hippie Island. And the strange rituals that they put you through.
You're telling about your time with the Hosek. So,
sure.
Let me ask, what skill are you using, and how are you telling the tale?
I am going to be using bluff, and I am telling the story of these dastardly natives that prey on poor, confused, stupid people.
I see.
And fill them with lies and attempt to convert them to their cult.
I see. Okay. Let's see your roll, because apparently you're spending the whole day there.
Yeah.
So the Aboleth Pit, it's just starting to kick off. A couple of the Deki Gorozoku kids showed up, and they're kind of magically suspicious folk. And when they hear about these Hosek, it's the kind of story that they would repeat to their parents, tell them about the evil Hosek drug-using magic fiends who steal the blood of children and create sheets with all your life's works on them. And you gain, let's see here.
I'm sure to emphasize that the people drink their bodily fluids.
Yeah, okay, alright. You gain, I believe, 1 point of infamy. And disrepute.
Yeah.
Just 1 point away from getting some more, but that's okay. So while the rest of the party wanders around, there's like a bard with like a lute who's standing around like a wall that's plastered with posters for the Theater of Corruption, and on it you see like it looks like someone pretending to be a dwarf. So, dwarven beard, wearing a dwarven helm, but they seem to be an orc. It's very confusing picture. And behind them is like a tiefling and some sort of like Dampier, and he's like plucked the lute and is like, the Theater of Corruption, now opening in Hell's Harbor. Come here, their parodic tales of ancient Chalaxian operas. The story of a young soldier and his young barmaid friend and the girl he met at the flower shop, and how they went together with their large Mwangi friend and defeated the evil empire and overthrew the great general of the nation of Cheliax. This play shall take part over 3 days. Join us next week for the Theater's Corruption of the first telling of Final Fantasy VII.
Huh.
I thought he was going for something completely different for a minute.
Scourge will walk up and stick his face right up in his face and goes, "Are you making fun of a dwarf?"
So note that this guy is just a bard, and there's posters of the dwarf back there. And he's like,
he's not dressed up like a dwarf.
He's not dressed up like a dwarf.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought it was him. Okay. All right, good.
Actors of
Okay, good.
this.
All right.
And he's like, "No, good sir, that is Goldbeard Trench. He is well known for cutting apart the other slaves that they have to come in and play the other actors. In fact, sometimes they have to change the whole storyline because he kills everyone." Good old Gorebeard.
Okay, well, all right then.
He's like, "Would you like to know more about the story? Perhaps you'd like to hear about how when they travel to the eastern lands
He'll just walk off.
Wutai Xia."
We follow.
Okay.
You guys don't want to hear any more about this story? I'm very interested in it.
We'll see it next
he tells
week.
You, he like gives you spoilers for the first night of the play. He's like, "Our young hero has 2 loves and is torn between them, and he rides his mighty steed down a highway, and there is some amazing music playing, and he fights a giant flying robot, and eventually he crosses the sea and makes his way into a great desert where he plays games of chance. And all throughout the tale, he continues to face the great hero of the Chalaxian nation, Sephiroth the General."
Sounds like the last opera I saw.
I mean, if we're still in town, I'm gonna get
We have to go to
tickets
that
and take
town.
my
Well,
my.
the play takes place in Hell's Harbor. He's trying to get people to go to Hell's
I
Harbor
see.
to watch the play.
I see.
And when you ask him about tickets, he's like, "Oh, good sir, I am unable to tell you about tickets, but I suspect that availability will be extremely hard to find. However, you seem like a discerning gentleman. I can sell you VIP tickets to the Theater of Corruption. You'll be able to get box seats any day of the year for a mere 300 gold pieces."
Ooh, I'm just about to make a purchase, so at the time I will not be able to purchase that VIP. But
He says, "Perhaps I was wrong. Perhaps you are not the man that I thought you were." And he plucks the lute like 3 notes real quick. And it's very clear that he is like trying to goad you into feeling like you're not 1% like he is.
Like I said, you caught me off. Any other day, I would make that purchase, but today,
Of course,
I
of
cannot.
course. And he plucks some more ironic chords, like do 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 do. And like the whole crowd is looking at you, and they're like, "Look at this poser."
You see Aces in the background yell, "Freak!"
All right, I'm going to
You want us to beat him up for
take
you?
my leave of absence and continue making my way down to
Okay.
the.
All right. Yes, the tale of Final Fantasy VII, the classic Chilexian opera. Here's a spoiler alert. At the end, the villainous, chaotic hero overthrows the great, noble, lawful general and murders him in the streets. And unfortunately, the Starfall never happens, and the Aboleth overrun the world.
The end. And then the movie happens.
You can believe what you would like to, Kamakiri. That is an interesting hypothesis, however.
It seems thematically appropriate.
Sure, perhaps. So what are you guys doing after you purchase this portable artificer's lab?
Bar fight?
Wow. Once they get a taste, they just can't stop. Just so you know, you didn't get any experience from that fight. You guys
So
didn't even
what?
get any experience last week. You haven't completed
We got
any
drunk.
quest lines.
We got drunk, we got
haven't fought
bloody, and we
anyone.
got to beat somebody up. What's not to like?
Well, the plot line goes to Hill Harbor, which apparently everybody wants to stay here for 2 more days, which I'm like, okay. I can't force everybody to leave.
Why would I spoil the end of the opera? My apologies. The middle part's the best, right when you get Bahamut Zero. Before things get really confusing.
It wasn't confusing at the beginning. Aren't you Zach? That loving guy that used to be very peaceful
Amazing.
and actually have a personality? No, I am him with no personality because I have all his memories. I don't know how, but it happens, bro.
Now
It
that I've
happened.
said this, I really want to make Barrett as a PFS character. Just like some sort of gunslinger whose arm is just a gun. And he'll run around and just be like, I'm really angry all the time. Let's shoot everyone.
Be careful, man. People might mistake you for some other guy with a gun on an arm that completely different size.
I don't get it.
Bash.
Well, you didn't see the quest that... It was just like skinny white guy they mistake Barrett for as the guy with the gun arm. And I'm like, how do you mistake...
Dash the Stampede?
No, it's like a side quest in Final Fantasy VII.
I
His background
remember
story.
that.
Really.
Yo, Kat, I hear you. What do you want?
He wants your love.
You
He
better not
needs your
jump on my hat. I'm going to be upset. So what's happening? You guys are wandering around the city, apparently thinking about starting a bar fight.
Where's that guy at that talked all this smack? Where's his minion?
Well, you do know that he is a member of the Gentleman's Fighting Club, and Scourge is also a registered member, although apparently Ferris filled out the paperwork without ever telling him.
No, I told him.
Oh, okay. All right.
I told him that I was taking him down there to register him so he could help recruit people to come to my bar.
Of course.
Well, that's a good call. We can go to our bar and try to drum up patronage. We're going to make
Yeah,
money
that's what
off
we
this,
do.
right?
You see, I flex my muscles how weak the Gentleman Fight Club is and how they need to come down.
What are you?
Talk-
Are you Eric? Are you Kelson, son of Kels now? You doing the flex?
Yeah, I learned it from the best.
That's true. He is the best.
I left my cup of water over there. I'm too lazy to go over there and grab it. And the chick on the cup is like, look at me. You know you want to drink me.
Well, we should probably do something towards moving the game on. So
Yeah.
Let's leave
I
port.
think.
is
I
how
only
we've
have
done
one random encounter in this town left.
half
so
of our
you're
entire
definitely
session.
going
We
to.
haven't done anything.
Oh, you've done things. They just haven't moved the story forward. They've moved side stories forward.
Yes. Let's finish this
At
side
some
story.
point, you guys are going to resolve all these side quests and get a buttload of EXP. And until then, you're going to be wandering around the street fighting sailors in bars.
What do you do, a drunken sailor?
Well, apparently you keep using a wand on him when he tries to stab you to death.
Because I want to have some more fun if he's down. It's like insult to injury.
I thought if we had drunken sailors, we throw them in the village and get them.
Yeah, apparently we recruit them and then turn them into player characters.
Hey. One day I will have my shark army.
So I guess we spend the rest of the day doing the thing at the bar. Next day,
Okay, what are you doing the next day?
we're gonna leave because we're on day 3 before certain people show up and like try to kill haul us for mutiny. Well, kill all y'all for mutiny and kill me by association.
I'm just checking. Do we need any more staff?
You cut out there. I understood you were just checking and then everything after that dropped. One of these days, Dom, we're actually going to get on Hangouts and test it. One of these days.
We're gonna do it Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That's,
Your
that's
crew
all.
is still at the same staffing level, so you are more than what you need.
and now the crew is 80% women now.
No, it's still 100% men and one escort. What were we calling her? Entertainer.
Excuse me? We were going for like 50-50 gender equality.
Oh,
at the
so
point
you're
that we
like
were
firing
still
all of the men and you're hiring women to take their place?
No, but
Firing half the men and hiring women
at
to
the
take...
point I was doing recruiting, we were still doing it evenly. Where did suddenly all these guys
Oh,
come from?
so Portia Runescar's ship was crewed only by men.
We got rid of those. Remember, we trade off for men. They're back on the Laughing Dolphin. We still got our
Are
guys.
you staffed enough to take a prize crew? That's an interesting question. So to take a prize crew, you're going to want at least 10 extra crew members so that they can sail the ship with a -10 penalty. And you currently have 35, so yeah. You could easily take a prize crew of 15 over.
Alright, well, let's take Tiny Dolphin on Owl's Harbor and see if we can grab a ship or an island or something on it. And unless somebody wants to go taunt the sea witch some more.
I tell Mom bye. I'm about to go off to adventure. Sorry about the misunderstanding.
Thank you so much, Dom. Thank you for going to see your mom. You've triggered the final random encounter. Is anyone going with Dom to see his mom?
Yes, I still need to hire that ship's entertainer.
Of course, of course.
Yes,
yeah,
and
Aces
I would
and me
say
are
my
tight.
last, my not final, but I'd say my goodbyes to my new crush.
Right, we'll have that flashback episode in the future.
I'm gonna
That happens
remind you,
in
Arthur.
films, right? I mean, like Pulp Fiction. We can totally just flash back to it.
Yeah, when we're coming back here, we're like flashback.
Happens all the
Remember-
time in anime where, like, you completely pass by something and then later, like, oh, wait, didn't that happen? Or Ocean's 11, where it's like the whole plot revolves around not knowing what they're doing until the very end, where it's like, oh, yeah, we made all these preparations and we perfectly countered everything. Ah, man, flashbacks are great. So, is everyone going with Aces to see his mom and deal with the last remnants of anything at the Sacred Lash? Scourge, you're looking a little iffy there. You coming?
Yep, I'll go.
Kamakiri?
Of course.
Alright, so, while you're walking down the street, Aces, I need you to make a perception check.
+2 if it's human, +4 if it's human,
He
baby.
is human. So, a man with a little girl bumps into you. She seems to be about 13 years old. And, you know, he's still holding her hand and walking her down the street. And she's like, come on, Dad. I don't need to be walked down the street anymore. I'm a big girl now. I'm a teenager. Jeez. And he's like, don't get lost here, honey. You know, these are some bad men indeed. He bumps into you, and you immediately recognize him. Like, his collar comes down a little bit. You see the serpent tattoo. You see the size of his forehead, and you are sure that this is the guy that tortured you. This is Big Head Burton. And he walks past you with the little girl. And he doesn't even, like, stop. He doesn't seem to recognize you. He keeps going.
I say, sir, sir, sir.
He turns around. He's like, yes, 1 minute. Just let me... Sally, could you stop fussing with your dress for 1 minute? I'm trying to deal with this tourist. And he turns toward. He's like, "Yes, can I help you?"
Is the girl out of earshot?
No. He's like standing next to the girl. He's trying to get her to sit down on like a box or a barrel.
So, you don't even recognize me, do you?
This is I'm sorry. Are you from around here? I've lived here for the last dozen years. What are you guys doing? Because, I mean, Dom seems to have just stopped to talk to a random person in the street.
No, just waiting.
I like to do a sense motive on him.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. He's human, so I get this.
So you need at least a 20. Okay. You're trying to read his face, but he looks slightly different. Like, you're so used to seeing him